Hi, I'm Darryn Farrugia and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to talk about an interesting coordination anomaly, if that's the right word to use. And it involves playing grooves where we're accenting the upbeats on an eighth note hi-hat pattern. So the sort of hi-hat pattern in question is this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's kind of easy enough to do when we're playing the hi-hat and the bass drum together, but when we add the snare drum on beats 2 and 4, our backbeat, it suddenly becomes really difficult to coordinate. And that issue of coordination occurs for two reasons, and so I hopefully will help you understand that and fix this problem. So the first thing we need to do is understand that in terms of coordination, if you have spent a number of hours or weeks or months or years practicing grooves where we're playing the downbeat accents, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's not a difficult thing to do because the accent on 2 and 4 on the hi-hat is going to correspond with the accent on the snare drum on beats 2 and 4. But when we change those accents to the upbeat, the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we have an issue where we're trying to separate being able to play an accent with one hand while playing a non-accented note with the other hand. So if I'm playing an accent on beats 2 and 4 on the snare drum, they occur in unison with a non-accented note on beats 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. So effectively, we need to be able to do this. So there I'm accenting the snare drum and playing a non-accented note on the hi-hat simultaneously. That's the first thing we need to be able to do. The second problem is just the physical, mechanical thing of being able to get the right hand out of the way on the hi-hat so that we can create a bit of space on the snare drum to play an accent or play a rim shot or however you want to play that sound. I've done a video on the right hand sweep. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. It's one of my earlier videos, but I think you will kind of get the gist of what that's all about. But what the right hand sweep is being able to sweep the right hand, if you're right-handed, on the hi-hat in this direction towards your left shoulder. So when I play an accent on the hi-hat where I need to make space for the left hand to play an accent on the snare drum, I just do that. It's a sweep. So what I'm going to do is play this hi-hat pattern with the accents on the upbeats, and the swept accents are going to be the accents on the and of 1 and the and of 3. When I play the accents on the and of 2 or the and of 4, those accents can be straight up and down. So this is what this is going to look like. This is just the hi-hat part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So as you can see, the accents on the and of 1 and the and of 3 are sweeping, again towards my left shoulder, and then the accents on the and of 2 and the and of 4 are just straight up and down. So what I need to do now is coordinate my left hand, and all I'm going to do here is just add the 2 and 4 on the snare drum, no ghost strokes, nothing fancy like that. I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. And also when I talk about coordination here, I'm actually just referring to the coordination between the right hand and the left hand. Again, nothing fancy there, but this is just hand-to-hand coordination that we need to fix. So anyway, I'm going to do this really slowly. I'm going to play 2 and 4 on the snare drum. What I want you to look out for is 1, my right hand sweeping off the hi-hat when I play the accent that precedes the snare drum accent. And also then when I play the non-accented note on the hi-hat, that will correspond with an accent on the snare drum. So as I bring that stick back down to play the accent on the snare drum, my right stick is basically just following that with a non-accented note on the hi-hat. Really slowly, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that sweep with the right hand just allows more room for my left hand to backlift, an upstroke, I guess you want to call that. But it just needs to create a bit of space so I can get a bit of volume and backlift from that left hand accent. So I'll play that again, a little brighter. I'll add the bass drum on beats 1 and 3. So what you get in this instance is a really clearly defined accent on the upbeat. I'm really particular about making sure that I'm not accenting the hi-hat when I play the snare drum. Now, how do you go about practicing this? Well, unfortunately, it's one of those things that you just need to rely on a lot of repetition in order for it to become ingrained in your technique. So what I would suggest that you do is just start out slow, play it for 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on how patient you are, a minimum of 3 minutes, without stopping, hands only. Just try to get the physical, mechanical thing of what your hands and arms are doing in order to get that comfortable and familiar to you. So, just don't be afraid to do this. Do that for as long as you need to, but I would say anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. Do that for a few days, it will start to feel comfortable. So why is this important? Well, the reason why it's important is because there are any number of grooves that we play as professional musicians, as professional drummers, that have this hi-hat pattern. So in this case, it could be something funky. Any kind of dance groove, anything from disco to techno, if you like replicating those types of grooves, require you to be able to play upbeats on the hi-hat. Even grooves like reggae grooves. So in my opinion, it's kind of an unavoidable hi-hat pattern that you need to learn because there are so many styles of music that will require you to play it. Then once you get beyond the ability to be able to play accents on the upbeat, playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, then we can move into a more advanced hi-hat pattern, which is a broken 16th note pattern, which would be this: 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. So let me add a snare drum and bass drum pattern to that, just 1 and 3 on the kick, 2 and 4 on the snare drum. And this particular hi-hat pattern works great in techno house type of grooves. So that's it. I hope that's some help to you, playing upbeat accents on the hi-hat and coordinating that between your right hand and left hand. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, and remember to hit that notification bell so that you know when I've uploaded a video, which is every week. So until next week, have a great week, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.